You a mess, cousin Jimmy.
And listen, you know they got a Michael Jackson movie out, right?
Yes,
Well, you
sir.
can hit a Michael Jackson spin in church as well. You hear me? You know, and you hit him just like that. There you go.
Can we get the Shift the Culture show
We're just
started,
feeling
sir?
good today. We got to bring the Lord in here today.
You a mess.
We got a lot of good topics here. We need the Lord in the house. All right, DJ Chinny, I'm sorry, darling. Let me turn down the music here for you.
At least play something more relatable. Play something a little bit that we can all rock to.
Hey, listen, we need the Lord in the house right now. You know you can slow dance in church. People think that you can actually slow dance with the Lord. Slow dance with the Lord just a little bit in church. That is the crowns of glory. The crowns of glory. We're taking it back there, back in my day, DJ Chinny.
I see.
In my day.
A mess.
Back in my they were Kirk Franklin. Before Kirk Franklin, they were BB and CC Winans before the Winans were the Winans. This is the crowns of glory.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome everyone to Shift the Culture. I want to go ahead and introduce our new co-host, Kenya. Kenya will be adding some flavor to the mix today in our relationship tea segment. We have a nice show, as cousin Jimmy mentioned, not lined up. We'll be touching on some hit topics, some inspirational topics. And Titi, can you let them know where to find us today?
Yes, y'all can find us at Mafia TV on all social media platforms: X, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we're on it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on all social media platforms. Leave comments. Let us know where you're located at.
Yes, we want to know where you're from. If you're calling us from Virginia, you're emailing us, you're writing us, texting, whatever it is, let us know where you're hitting us up from.
And don't be scared to use your damn fingers. Don't be scared to use your fingers. We need some likes, some subscriptions, some shares. Come on.
Yes, sir. All right, Kenya, go ahead and introduce yourself to Mafia TV.
Sure. Hi, I'm Kenya. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I have roots in Grenada and Montserrat. Just with all the culture, my life is a constant, beautiful blend. I created Blended by K just to bridge the gap between logic and personal healing. My goal is to offer a calm and wholesome approach to the complexities of relationships, co-parenting, and just overall self-improvement.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kenya, and welcome to Shift the Culture.
She sounds like a counselor over there. I don't know. We might need to sit on a couch. I might need to come see you. I'm firing my damn counselor. I set an appointment with my counselor, and I don't know what the heck she got going on, but every time I turn around, she can't be in the office. She needs to. Who reschedules? Like, what kind of cancer reschedule? You put down money and she keeps rescheduling. I don't know if she's skipping on the money and skipping out of town and
definitely taking your money.
I don't know, but you sound like a counselor. I think cousin Jimmy might need to come sit down on your couch one day and get him some blends of his life and get an understanding of what he has going on. It's okay. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You have a background in therapy or counseling or no?
Just a master's in psychology.
Psychology, okay, cool. Okay. Well, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you as an addition to the show. So today's topic, our first topic is actually the White House shooting in the Correspondents Dinner in the Washington Hilton Hotel.
Oh God.
This is a national story because there's a lot of high profile political figures. We had the FBI agents, we have presidents, vice presidents, everybody was in the room, lots of journalists and officials. There was a shooting outside of the security checkpoint, which Secret Service agents were quickly able to taking custody of the shooter, and to make sure that President Trump and all the officials in the room were safe and not harmed. Thank God. We don't want to see anything like that happen. We do know that that hotel has a history of having a shooting outside of the hotel during, I think it was Ronald Reagan's presidency. So we know that there is a possibility that something like that could have happened. That was back in 1981. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. Do you guys think that we know Trump is always targeted, but do you think that this has anything to do with what's going on in Iran? Is it a tie, or is it something separate? And also, if we should have more like a high security gathering instead of these hotels, maybe it should have taken place maybe in the White House, where it's a little bit more secure. This correspondence dinner. What are your thoughts on that, TT? First of all.
I do believe that, like, for high profile events, they should be taken very seriously. Better precautions should be made. I feel like Secret Service should have never been like no guns near the event, in like, outsiders having guns near the event anyways. I do feel like it has to do with like what is going on, throughout the world politically. It's like, it feels like attempt number 3 now. Like, what's going on? Why is people like able to get that close to the president with guns, if that makes sense? But I do want to reflect on the videos that like have been circulating the internet, because they got Vance out before they got Trump out.
I was very confused. I saw that.
I was very confused.
He was the first one out the room.
Yes, and then it took them like 15 more seconds to get him out.
But it was the way they grabbed Vance too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like they just like, okay, like, why we're not doing that for the president? Yeah. But also you had other political figures just sitting there while gunshots was going off eating. Like, they ain't stopped eating. They were still eating. Like, I feel like it wasn't taken very seriously in the moment.
I agree.
That's just how I feel.
Trump should have definitely been your cousin should have been the first one out, cousin Jimmy.
Well, listen to me. The reason why, and I'll get into my little spiel once I let you all go through it, but the reason why, if you look, there's another video out there. He was actually on the ground helping Melania up. Melania dives to the ground. Donald is on the ground trying to get Melania up while they're trying to get him out. So that kind of delayed his exit.
I did see that, yeah.
But yeah, he was trying to get all. Hey, listen.
He ain't leaving his wife.
Boo. Do you understand? If gunshots go off and I'm with my boo and I don't cover her, do you know what I would hear when I'm at home? Are you kidding me? The guy, he's all right with me right now. He's all right.
Okay. Kenya, what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
To be honest, when it comes to guns in this world, I feel like it really stems from the initial impact of putting in a law to just clean sweep all unlicensed guns and what they were doing years ago. But that's really where it stems from, because there's no real tight security on there. I mean, look at it in the Bronx, all these shootings we have, or Brooklyn. Like, yeah, guns are just easier to get, just like drugs. So it's all on the politicians. That's how I feel.
Okay. You mentioned having something to add to this whole thing, cousin Jimmy. Did you want to take on that now?
Well, first things first, DJ Chinny. It's the reason why you're seeing what you're seeing. First and foremost, let me go to the Ronald Reagan side of things. So you mentioned the comparison, same location, hotel. Ronald Reagan had an assassination attempt. Ronald Reagan was the first president to scream, "Make America Great Again." So if you do your research on Reagan and Trump's campaigning and the denomination of the Republican Party that they both represent, you will see an alignment in vision, an alignment in policy, an alignment in connections. So that's the first part. The second part is it's just very simple like this. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the biggest issues we have here right now in this country, and it's spreading to the world due to social media. Because I always say, people say the world's going crazy. No, the world ain't going crazy. There's a lot of places out here that are damn sane. There are a lot of people out here that's sane. But here in America, we allow things to get blown out of proportion because of the freedom of press. There's a pro and a con to all of this, and negativity continues to take a hold of things. So if you create an environment where negativity is all about clout, negativity is all about recognition, negativity is all about you getting the shine or getting the look, and then you have a lot of mental health issues going on out here too. You mix all of that stuff up in the confusion and misinformation, you can create a lot of negative events. Now let me explain something to you. They messing with my cousin. Do you know what cousin Jimmy has for them? They want to keep pulling up on my cousin Donald Trump. Do you know what we do down here in the South? We don't play. We got knives. We roll up on it with knives. Do you want to keep playing with them? And TT, I told you I got my stick. I got my knife. That's all I need. And if I really need to go get what the YNs call the real stick, I'll go get that too. But let me explain something to you here. You keep on rolling up on the wrong one. I'm telling you right now. And you know what too, on all serious note, we got to understand, when these things happen on a high scale like this, it's always an inside thing. So there's two components to it. There's the opposition on the inside, and then the optics on the inside. Opposition and optics. I'm going to start with the optics. There's theories out there that this is all a ploy and a setup to distract people from the real news that's going on. This is something that's put together. The assassination attempts on Trump is all made up. That's the optics. The opposition is that the same people that walk along with you are the same, not all, but could be the same people that's against you. There's a lot of people that doesn't like my cousin. And hell, sometimes I don't like that. Do you see I still got an X out on his name? And Donald, until you get this situation straight with the harm moves and bring your behind back to American citizens, you are X'd out on my head. But I'll just tell you, you got to watch out for the optics and the opposition. There's people inside the Republican Party. There's people internationally in these different countries. We're dealing with Iran, Russia, China. There's so much going on. You never know who your opposition is when you have all of these type of things going on. So optics and opposition is what I see that we have to pay attention to here.
Okay. So we'll see what happens going forward and what they're distracting us from, right? As you say, optics and opposition. All right. So moving on to the next topic. Southern Poverty Law Center has been indicted for federal charges. According to the U.S. Justice Department, a grand jury in Alabama charged the organization for wire fraud, false statements, and ensuring the bank has been conspiring to commit concealed money laundering. Sheesh. Those are some big charges. Crazy. Those are some big charges. So yeah, that doesn't look good. They're saying from 2014 to 2023, the SPLC secretly has been using over $3 million in donors' fund to pay off informants linked to conspiracies with the Ku Klux Klan and neo-Nazi organization. This is crazy. Just reading it just sounds crazy. Because they're supposed to be providing justice for people who have been, look at TT's face.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that one.
Yeah, this is a nonprofit civil rights organization that was founded back in the 70s in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, to advocate for people against hate groups, discrimination, and promoting tolerance within education, making sure everyone has equal share. But they're actually doing the opposite. So this should be an interesting case. Now I'm going to be following this to see how this indictment turns out. TT, I know this is all you. This is your topic, all about law. Let's hear what you got.
Okay, so they claim that these allegations were false, but then proceed to say the program was kept quiet because they wanted to protect the safety of informants. Which one is it gonna be?
Exactly.
Now I don't know much about the process of informants, but I do know for a fact to gain information, you have to give something to them. In this case, it was money. Taking money from donors and using it for things that they may not be aware of is kind of crazy, because I thought that donors had to be aware of where their money was going towards. Funding hate groups is just pure evil to me. It's pure evil, especially when you're basically like put in place to tackle the problems that come from these groups. So that's my opinion on everything. I too will be following this because it's very interesting to me that you're supposed to be protecting these people, but you're collecting information from leaders. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
They claim no wrongdoings is what they say. No wrongdoings.
Oh, okay. Funding.
I think the concept of wrong varies from person to person.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's true.
Great point. Because
Jimmy?
Well, listen, I mean, listen, so let's get to it. First and foremost, this whole initiative is a part of the administration of my cousin Donald Trump. Listen, so the whole purpose was to start targeting these organizations who were attacking the white nationalist organizations. So the Southern Poverty Law Center, nonprofit organization, back in the 70s, when there was huge issues, obviously, as we know, leading out of the 60s, civil rights going on, there was obviously still a lot of racism and a lot of targeting towards minorities, blacks and brown people here in this country, especially down in the South in Alabama, where this organization was founded at. And the organization's premise was to create legislation to support the minority people. Now, when they would get the donations, what they were doing during those times were actually paying informants during the 70s, and actually a little bit before the organization was founded, but to officially make everything official whistle. Once the organization was incorporated and founded, they used some of those funds to pay informants to find out what the KKK and white nationalist organizations were planning to do to target black and brown people. So it was a way to get information back in those days when legislation was very loose. You fast forward now, you have a target on your back. You have an administration that's against DEI. Did I say it right, Miss TT? Is it DEI? All these damn acronyms, DEI, IEP, I don't know. All I know is I was taught ABCs in school. Now y'all want to throw the alphabets all over the place. But anyway, when you have these sort of legislative pieces now targeting equality, targeting minorities, and breaking down the infrastructure that was put in place to empower people of color, this is what you have. You have now resources and legality going after an organization that had been doing these types of things for decades. Now, when you have this, we know that money gets put in the wrong people's hands. And this is where the spinoff gets set, because the Southern Poverty Law Center, they thought they were actually playing the federal government's game. That's what the feds do. That's what the state does. They go ahead and fight. They gonna lock you up. If you're out there moving some 8 balls or some kilos of you know what, and you get caught up, they're gonna get you and they're gonna do what? Give you a deal. TT, tell me I'm wrong. They're gonna throw you a deal. All right, you either take the deal, or you plead guilty and take the hit and take the time. Some folks out there become what they call CIs, confidential informants, and they get paid money too. They make money. Hell, they make pretty good, decent salary there, giving up information. And so it's the same thing what they were doing. We're trying to utilize that same tactic within these organizations, but funding individuals who were part of these white nationalists and KKK groups. And here we are now. So They just got themselves caught up in a pickle, and unfortunate, down here in the South, I find myself driving to old Alabama. Oh, Alabama, to go see the civil rights. I told you my mom was black and my dad is a redneck, so half my family's black. I wanted to tap back into my black side and roll to old Alabama to go see the Civil Rights Museum in Montgomery. And, I go there and you see the Southern Poverty Law Center have their name on the building. And you know what? The damn building was closed. I drove my ass almost 2 hours.
Hilarious.
The building's closed. So that lets you know they got some issues going on, and I hope they get it fixed soon.
You're lucky you made it back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because where were you driving?
Huh?
Where were you driving?
Person carriage.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I got my 1958 Ford truck. We have a Ford truck over here, 1958 on Aetna. I'm telling them about our Ford truck outside. They're laughing at me now. I tell you right now, that thing won't break down. And if it hits you, it'll knock your car out. Our cars were made of steel back in those days. Your car's out here made of paper. I don't know what you got going on, but that's what I drove, TT. I drove my 1958 Ford truck, and that thing was running good.
Well, we'll follow up on that case as the trial proceeds, right? So we're moving on to our next topic. This topic is for Ashley Janae. That's her social media name. Her actual name is Ashley Robinson. She was found dead in her Zuri, Zanzibar, Tanzania hotel room during her birthday trip with her then fiancé, who engaged to her while on the trip. She was found in the room. They said she hung herself. Said it's a possible suicide. Everything is all alleged. They're still investigating. Her fiancé, Joe McCain, has reportedly been questioned by the police. They've temporarily withheld his passport while the investigation continues, and there has been no arrest made so far. Their parents are, asking for help. They've created a GoFundMe page where they're getting donations to take a trip out there to get some more information about how their daughter passed, gain the hotel footage.
I'm sorry to interject. You say the family is doing what?
They have a GoFundMe.
Well, where the hell's her money? Oh, I'll get to where the hell's her money? I thought they were. No disrespect. She was living a fashion. I'm sorry. Go ahead, DJ Chinny. Here we go. Go ahead, DJ Chinny. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the family is well, from the last I heard, I don't know if they made it there yet, but they've been looking for to go down there to get security footage from the hotel records, because some of the guests were saying that the couple was separated into two separate rooms. They had a fight or a loud disagreement, and the hotel staff had to separate them. So right now they're looking for autopsy reports and also to see what was the cause of her, how everything transpired into her dying. And this case, I don't know, I feel like I've heard this case so many times where these females go away on these trips and they don't make it back, whether it's with a group of friends or with even family, fiancés, husbands, wives, it doesn't matter. So it's just very concerning, and I really want to know, what happens when the truth comes out and everything is revealed, her autopsy, the hotel cameras and things of that nature, because the story is just not adding up. And of course, social media is going to be social media and create all these false AI, things that are not real, of what happened, putting their own twist to it. But I love to hear you guys' feedback on this whole topic. TT, you could go first.
I'm gonna let cousin Jenny handle the financial part, because it kind of threw me off too. As into how you're a content creator, but your family has to make a GoFundMe to, take care of your funeral expenses and stuff. But I do want to note that her body was returned to the United States, but her family stated that none of her belongings, including her ring, was returned with her. So, yeah, exactly. But to go into the case, how can you believe somebody who's been lying since the beginning? How can you believe that this man did not kill this woman if he's been lying since the beginning? First, he said they only had one argument, but witnesses say they had multiple arguments throughout the whole trip. He told her family that she was stable and she was not.
There
To
was
people on social,
a time frame
yeah,
to how
11 hours.
Mm-hmm.
People on social media see him as this big old billionaire, but in reality his business was declining. That's why you don't believe everything you see on social media, guys. Remember that. Also, there's speculations that he was married not once but twice. We have proof of the first marriage, but I don't think they released proof for the second one. And also, he may have a daughter.
Wow.
And then reports also say, yeah, exactly. And then reports also say that his relationships are connected to his business. You shouldn't mix business with pleasure. But in all, how do you propose to someone and then kill them? How? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you call someone's family 11 hours later after the incident happened and then you lied? You had 11 hours to get your lie together and you still failed. You still failed. It's scary. It's literally scary to have to wonder if the person you're laying beside is going to kill you one day. It's scary. It's literally scary. And that's really all I have to say. She didn't kill herself.
No, she did not, definitely.
Thank you, TT. What was that, Kenya? What are your thoughts?
I agree. I don't think she killed herself, to be honest. But I think it's so funny when it comes to partnerships. It's like a lot of people claim to know their partner, but it's like, how much do you really know somebody, So you should always give that benefit of the doubt that, this person might be a little different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it was fairly recent, though. They just met a year ago and he's already proposing.
Right.
I'm like, that
was
but okay.
Who got the money? Where is the money now?
They said she paid for the trip, so...
Yeah, I seen that too. So where is the money?
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the money?
Oh, yeah. Definitely sounds like fraud.
I'm sorry, I don't mean no harm, but why do you need money from us if you've been making all this money?
Listen.
Not to bash, but I'm just asking serious questions now.
Well, no, TT's hitting on a nail. And, first and foremost, our condolences to the family. This young lady looks like she had a promising future and was doing very well for herself. And unfortunately, she made the wrong decision. And life is about decisions, and especially when you talk about who you affiliate with. You have to be very careful. If I could send a message to all women out there, when you get with a man, if you don't sense a few things. First thing, what is his spiritual life like? When I say spiritual, listen, we could talk Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, I don't care, but what is his spiritual being like, and what does he bring into the table on a spiritual level? Because a man is a leader. And when I get into a relationship, did I tell you all about old Sally?
You always talk about Sally.
Oh my, I love sundresses.
Sally last week.
Oh my God, Sally. Oh, let me get back on track. I'm sorry. Listen.
Sorry, he has a thing for people in women in sundresses.
When I get into a relationship, I'm a leader. And the first thing I'm going to do is, from a character standpoint, is be very positive, be very kind and respectful to that woman and to that relationship. And that right there should give a woman an understanding of a man's spiritual balance. That doesn't mean he's going to be perfect, but is he kind? Is he respectful?
Let me write this down.
Is he positive? The second thing is, you need to watch how the man conducts himself with other people. Assess scenarios. What is his temperament like when he doesn't get his way? How does he react when he walks into a restaurant and you all walk in there and the table may be a little dirty, and you ask someone just nicely, can you clean the table? Does he get an attitude with it, or is he very kind and polite with that person, understanding that they may be busy that day, or just maybe just the bad staff on shift? What's his temperament? How does he communicate with others under different circumstances? And then thirdly, when it comes to that money, because I know they like them with the money stacks on their head. Who were we talking about last week? Some young guy named Pooh Shasta or something like that. They were getting them when they get the money stacks on their head. Let me explain something to you about this money thing, ladies. The money thing is obviously a real thing. When you see the money thing, we see $1 billion, we see $1 million, we see an athlete with $100 million contract. Let me explain. There is a word out there, and if I'm not mistaken, it has 5 letters. It's called taxes. Taxes. Okay. So when you see, this is for the ladies, the big ballers with stacks on their head, $1 million deals, $100 million. Do you know half of that is going to the government? So now let's talk lifestyle. It should. Oh yeah. Well, you're right. Great point. It should be. Anyway, but if you're doing it the right way, most of that, a good portion of that is going towards government. Now, the other portion is going to go towards what? Sustaining whatever lifestyle you supposedly are looking at. So, if he's driving a S550 or 580 now, if he's driving a nice $100,000 bit, do you know how much service is on a Mercedes Benz? Do you know if you flatten the tire, brakes? Do you understand? This is the base. That's just that. Now, let's say if you're living in a mansion, 10 bedroom, whatever it is, right? Let's say it's paid off, because most of the time a lot of this stuff is on credit, which nothing's wrong with that. You got a mortgage, so that's going to be a payment. But let's say it's just paid off. Every single state in the United States has property taxes that have to be paid on that property. I'm just talking about the woman when you look at a lifestyle. So go by how is the man able to sustain from a long-term perspective versus obtaining these things to look good in a short-term perspective. And I believe a mixture of all of that is why, unfortunately, men and women make poor decisions in relationships based off of what they see: a lack of spirituality, a lack of character, and a misunderstanding of what they see from a materialistic standpoint if they're getting into it for that. Because these things can really confuse. And listen, you're talking about, as a man, if I'm going on a trip with a woman, she's my responsibility as a protector. So how is she dying on my watch?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So that's red flag number one. How is your woman found in a closet with a belt around her neck on your watch, man? And you're still alive? You're supposed to be dead, because somebody tried to come kill y'all, and you supposed to been standing up, and you supposed to been dead. So he lying. And then you Mr. Big Billionaire. Why the family gotta do a GoFundMe? You supposed to have all that taken. Let's say if it was an accident, all this legit. There's a red carpet treatment for the family. We're gonna figure out what happened. We're gonna do all we can. So I'm here to support the family. So this is just a lack of just poor decision making, unfortunately, by the young lady. Chose the wrong man. And women out there, just pay attention to a man's character. Pay attention to his character. How does he treat you? How does he treat other people? How does he treat his mom? Let's say if that man's been having some issues with some parents or stuff in the past, they could have done bad things to him. Is he still holding on to these things and talking bad about these folks? Like, these are small little details that you pay attention to, because you can tell a lot about a person by what they do.
Yeah. And some people do wear their mask really well. So.
Very true. Very true. Very true. I just, it's just sad to see it, because you're seeing this a lot. It's just sad to see it, and unfortunately, we're here in this situation. And this guy, and another thing, this crypto stuff, folks don't understand that this stuff is volatile markets. He ain't nothing but another, you can say it's a Ponzi scheme. Basically what he did and why his business crumbled, TT, is that he's getting investors, getting people, robbing Peter to pay Paul, just getting people excited about a certain idea. He's affiliated with some money people, and they're investing. But there's no return on that investment because the product isn't producing any return or whatever he's trying to sell them on.
Yeah.
So folks coming for their money, and he giving them out the money. He look around like, oh my God, what have I done? So, money's the root of all evil, folks. So handle it with care. It's needed, but it's handle it with care.
Well, in closing, rest in peace to Ashley Janae. We do hope that there comes some good news from this bad story. We hope that whoever is behind her killing or her murder is put to justice, and that her death doesn't go unresolved.
Yeah.
Okay, our next topic. You guys know about the Home Shopping Network, QVC? They just filed bankruptcy.
She's mad as hell about that. Aunt Edna used to get her hats and her shoes and her perfume and all of that from QVC. Oh my God! I mean, every damn time she sits in front of that daggone TV with a cup of coffee, and you would think that she's on a damn hotline with Oprah Winfrey or something. She's excited talking. I don't know what the heck Aunt Edna had going on. I tell you right now, and I think Sally got her sundress from there as well too. So they have some nice sundresses on the QVC as well.
Listen, this company plans to continue operations. They're delusional, but they have 90 days to reconstruct their declined viewership, pretty much, and try to figure out how to get back their retail sales. For me, I feel like in order for you to survive, you got to adapt to the technology. People are buying things off of TikTok Shop. They're not shopping on their TVs anymore. People are shopping off of the internet and off of their phones. So they've seen a decline in sales, and it's been reported $6 billion actually in debt. Folks are not sitting in front of a TV anymore.
You say what? Did you say 6 million?
How do you get past billion? How do you get past $1 billion and not have concerns?
Exactly.
God.
But yeah,
TT, go ahead, DJ Chinny. I'm sorry. TT,
no, I was just saying that most of our shopping is done digitally now. We're shopping on Amazon. We're shopping on the TikTok Shop. We're not shopping on the TV anymore. So I don't know how they're going to revamp their structure in 90 days, but it should be pretty interesting. But go ahead, Cousin Jimmy.
No, we're just going, I'm just going to pick it back off what TT said, and I'm going to just roll on out. TT, see, when it ain't yours, you don't care. See, these big companies are ran by CEOs and they got executives and folks, but these folks, majority of them ain't found a company. They ain't got no skin in the game. They don't care. They got big salaries. They don't give a crap. So it's the same way as you home as we all do. Every last one of us do is bill paying, tax paying Americans. You're looking at that account, what's going in and what's going out, and when it gets to a certain number, one of those bills gonna have to wait for a little bit until we re-up and get a little extra money up in here. Sometimes I don't see uncle. I tell you now, me and Aunt Netta, one time we went to the damn bank, we knew on nothing. We knew it just wasn't anything in the damn bank. We went in there any daggone way. We asked the folks if we can get, some money out of our account. Listen to the guy. I thought he was handing money to me. He handed us a receipt. Now, I thought it was money. We went in on that and said, listen, Jim, we need to get about $200. I said, it ain't nothing in the daggone account. We go to the counter. The man leaned over. He's handing something to us. I'm telling you, Aunt Edna, she's looking like she's about to win the lottery. The man hands us a slip and it says negative $178 in the damn account. I said, oh God, Aunt Edna, we ain't getting no $200 damn here. So listen, you're right, TT. How do you sit back and see that your business is constantly losing its money and it gets to $6 billion? That's all I got to say. I tell you.
That's
insane. My God.
TT shaking her head.
I'm very confused.
Right.
Like, once you see people stop paying their cable bill and all that stuff, you should have immediately went to the internet and figured out a way for you to rebrand this company, for you to find out a way for you to start your little website or whatever. If you wanted to keep it up with making videos, okay, go home over to TikTok, make your little videos, have your little people come up there and try on the jewelry and the products and mix stuff up with the little mixers. You didn't think of that. Stupid. You just said, oh, we down $6 billion.
They have an older audience too that are not maybe that tech savvy. So they have a lot to work on.
Oh gosh, I'm just very concerned. Airhead. I just don't understand anymore.
You agree, Kenya?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. We're moving on to our fifth topic, which is NBA champion Rick Fox is running for a legislative seat in the Bahamas. Yes, Rick Fox, who is known for his three-time championship with the Los Angeles Lakers, has announced back in October of 2025 that he was going to run for a seat in the House of the Assembly. But now, in 2026, February, he's officially a Free National Movement candidate in Garden Hills District of Bahamas. So nice. Rick Fox was born in Toronto, Canada, but his dad is from the Bahamas, so he has some heritage there, and he wants to help the country work on their healthcare, their housing crisis, their security, overall safety of the Bahamians out there. But this is a good look. I feel like more celebrities should take some type of lead and try to bring some notoriety and leadership to politics. That's my take on it. They do have the funds and resources and the popularity, and if they're doing something good, I support it. Go ahead, CP. Talk to me.
Okay, don't judge me. Do not judge me, guys. But why I didn't know he was a basketball player. I just thought he was just a Tyler Perry actor.
It's before your time. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. He started basketball first, then went into acting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's okay.
But anyways, I like when individuals, branch off to other fields. Like, don't limit yourself to one specific job. Like basketball player, actor. Now you're running for a legislative seat. Like, elevate, keep going. It's different jobs out here. You'll never know what you're genuinely interested in until you put your mind to it and try it. I also like the fact that in his message, he's standing up for things like healthcare, and he's also acknowledging the fact that people in power can be nasty because we're seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm wishing him the best of luck.
Yes. Kenya, do you know about the Rick Fox legacy of the Lakers? You do?
Honestly, I think he's gonna win this legislative thing, to be honest.
But did you know him as a basketball player?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay, cool.
Because he mentioned it on his show, The Game. I'm not sure if you watched it. Yeah, so.
Okay, Cousin Jimmy, what you think about Rick Fox?
Listen, I give Rick credit. Ex-athlete, he could be somewhere comfortable, relaxing off of his retirement and his filming fame. But he's out here for a worthy cause. I just hope it's genuine. I just really hope it's genuine. I hope that he seems as he is
he's passionate.
He seems like it, and he does have some opposition now. They don't want him. The powers that be don't want him in power. I don't know if you've been hearing him talk on those videos, but it sounds like he's been having a hideout and everything. I'm like, what the hell Rick did out there? But anyway,
it's the accent for me.
Huh?
The accent?
It's the accent for me.
Well, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you like this. I hope things work out well for Rick. I give Rick a lot of credit, but there's one thing I don't give Rick any credit for. I'm telling you right now, he made a big mistake.
What's that?
Oh, Ricky boy Rick messed up his marriage to Vanessa Williams. Do you know who Vanessa Williams is? Do you know who she is? This lady's a heartthrob. Back in our day, Vanessa, oh my God. You know when you see somebody with some different color eyes, you know us down here in the country, once we see that, everything's exotic. Anything that looks different from what we think is exotic. He done messed up his marriage with Vanessa.
Exotic.
That's we just don't, you see it with the green eyes, she's exotic. You know how we are out here. We go crazy sometimes. Anyway, the point is that he messed up his relationship with Vanessa Williams. She's a heartthrob. I don't know what happened there. That's the only thing I see wrong with Rick's done. But outside of that, in all seriousness, I really hope he's serious about this initiative in the Bahamas, because I've been to the Bahamas. We took a trip out there. Matter of fact, Donald met us out there in the Bahamas. Him and Melania, Barron, and all of them. They were all out there. Have you ever heard of Atlantis?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's in the Bahamas. Now let me explain something to you about it. Have you been to the Bahamas, folks?
Do you have a passport, cousin Jimmy?
Listen. Don't ask how I got there. My ass
Don't
got
put out
there
too
and
much
I ain't fly.
information.
Listen, I got there and I ain't fly and I ain't swim. Now listen to me. When I got to the daggone Bahamas, they took me on a tour. The first thing I noticed was, damn, the Bahamas look just like the slums down here in Louisiana and Georgia. That's number one. I mean, they had some hoods out there. I'm telling you right now, I was ducking and everything. Like, what's going on here? But sweet people, nice people. The other thing is that they had a bridge that linked the poor side of the Bahamas, or the real side where the real Bohemians is, and the rich folks. Now, when you cross this bridge, I ride over this bridge, and all of a sudden, I'm seeing big old yachts and helicopters on top of them, and I'm seeing all types of Aston Martins and Rolls Royces and all types of. That was Atlantis. And
a lot of the celebrities bought property.
I say, well, what the world's going on here? So, you don't know, what's underneath it all, but I tell you this, I did make my way out there, and Bahamas a beautiful place. There's some good people out there. I just hope old Rick is serious about, doing the right thing for those folks. That's all I hope. But yeah, DJ Chinny, I made it out there. I'll tell you right now, we had a good time. Donald was out there for a little bit as well too. Then he had to go on and duck over back to Washington.
You got any pictures of this trip?
Well, hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I got some pictures here.
That phone does not take pictures.
Oh, hold on, DJ Chinny. Give me one daggone second here. Let me see if I'll send them to you, DJ Chinny. It takes me about 9 hours to send a damn picture here. It already takes me about 5 minutes to type a sentence in this daggone phone. Give me some time, DJ Chinny.
Don't you got minutes and all of that up there? Don't you got to pay to send pictures?
Minutes.
That's funny.
Well, I do pay for it to send pictures, but it takes time. This still dials up. Do you know that? It still takes time, and it doesn't move like your phone does. My phone has a special movement to it where it takes a little time for the pictures to download. That's just all I have to say right there. I'm sorry, DJ Chinny.
It's okay. Our last topic for tonight is Dunia. So I'm about to mess his whole name up. Sabomana Rodriguez. I'm gonna call him Dunia. Okay. Dunia had an inspiring story. He survived a tragic chimpanzee attack back in 2014, which took the lives of his brother and his cousin and left him with some severe injuries. He came to the U.S. to undergo some reconstructive surgery. He was sponsored by a nonprofit, Smile. Kids Smile company that was able to take care of all his, I think it was about 14 different surgeries he had to do to reconstruct his face after the attack. He then developed a love for wrestling and became a Division I championship leader in his middle school. And his coach ended up adopting him, Mr. Rodriguez. That's how he got that last name. And he's been committed to wrestling ever since. He now attends North Carolina University, and he is just a resilient soul that shows tremendous strength and success with this story. I don't know how I would have, putting myself in his shoes, even continue after witnessing my brother, my cousin, died from the attack, but I survived. And then with that injuries to his face, it's just he's remarkable and very commendable. And listen, he's something to inspire to be. Go ahead.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I see God all through that story.
Yes, it's such a beautiful story. And shout out to you, Mr. Dunia.
I mean, amazing, DJ. I'm gonna hire him. I got a job for him right here down here in the damn South. You see how he wrestles? I bring him out here to handle our wild pigs. His ass will be swimming the pigs all across. We need some strong man down here in the South to wrestle these pigs on our farm. So I want you, young man. But you know what? I'm proud of the young man. Keep on going. That's what a soldier's all about.
Don't give up. I'm proud of you.
But I got a job for you now. Hey, listen, we got a job for you right down here. Yeah,
leave him alone. He's a professional. He don't got time for you and your farm animals.
Hey, I saw that man throwing guys around. I said, "Oh my God, we need that." Yeah, we need that.
Nice. Did I miss anything, TT?
No, I just want to say I like how he didn't let the outcome of the attack discourage him from going, harder and becoming better at something he grew to enjoy. Dedication and hard work is the key to success.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have made it without his coach and his teachers and, all those people that stood by him to support him through it all. So shout out to them as well. And to the family that adopted him and took him in. And the organization that sponsored his surgery to reconstruct his face. Just a loving story. And we just wish all the best for you in the University of North Carolina.
Yes. UNC.
That's his dream school too. So that's a good look.
That's amazing.
We wish you all the best. All right. So our last topic is the relationship tea. Our topic for this week is how to maintain healthy relationships, whether it be family life, work life, relationships, just to balance it, especially when conflict arises. And I wanna touch on it from everybody's perspective. I want to start with you, Cousin Jimmy. Like, how do you maintain healthy relationships when conflicts arise? Do you want the family part or the work part or the relationship part?
To me, it doesn't matter. I get straight to it. What's the root cause of the issue? Let's address it. Sit down. I'm not afraid of confrontation. Don't be afraid. I think the biggest problem is people are afraid of confrontation. And confrontation, people assume is a negative thing. Like they assume it being like a physical or verbal spat or something that has to be loud and disrespectful.
So you're saying, Cousin Jimmy, that in all aspects of relationships, whether it be a work relationship, family, or intimate, you're saying to attack the conflict. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm saying to attack the root cause of the issue. Bring it to the table. You have to talk and communicate, and you have to, address the root cause with solutions, and be very open to the other party's perspective as well. You got to be a good listener as well, too, in that circumstance. That's what my opinion is on it.
Okay, TT?
For me, I feel like...
Why you laughing?
I feel like...
TT, where you over there? What's going on?
Okay, let me talk. Okay, so... I feel like us as humans, we should keep an open mind about people and the things around us. Self-awareness plays a huge role in all of these like relationships or whatever. And also being honest. Be honest. Like Cousin Jimmy said, speak your mind. Say what you need to say, but say it in a respectful way. Set boundaries and stick beside them. It's a form of self-care. I just feel like for me, when conflicts arise, I know that I tend to like get in defense mode, or I get like super quiet about things because I don't like to talk about things when it happens. Because I know me. I like to, settle down a little bit, reflect on the situation, and then speak on the situation, which is something that I need to like, work on. I feel like because going into my field, I need to know how to instantly think like think? Like, how can you respond to this in a respectful way? And yeah, active listening, be understanding, consider everybody else. That's just my take on it.
Kenya?
Yeah, I think everybody had good points. I don't think people are really scared of confrontation, but they don't really know how, whether they did not grow up in that kind of environment, or just never bothered to learn how to approach people. The other thing is, you did bring up self-awareness. That is very big. Knowing like the different approaches it takes, being able to express your emotions and speak on it effectively, because a lot of times people are just acting out of emotions and not really thinking logically. So I think that plays a huge role as well. But it's all about just knowing yourself and speaking on it. You did mention that you tend to wait a little bit after the conflict. You don't really address it right away. I don't think there's any problem with that. I think that's the mature approach, because in the conflict, a lot of times our emotions are so high that we tend to maybe jumble our words, or we may say something that's not really what we mean. Right. So waiting till after, I'm the same way. I do that.
Okay, so you guys pretty much all took my answers. You know, I knew I had them right.
Oh, whatever. She just don't want. She just don't want to answer.
I had pausing.
I
had pausing as my number one thing to do before reacting. Pretty talking about the issue, listening. Making sure we stay on topic, because sometimes we'll start talking about something, then it leads to something else. So just stay on the topic instead of adding in things that took place years ago and you want to bring it up now. Exactly. So stay on topic. Don't compile different topics to make it all confused. Also, finding a solution together, setting boundaries, and then try to repair the conflict. You know, whether it be at work, with your family, or with your loved ones. So. Good job, guys. Nice homework on the relationship tea. And then to wrap up tonight's show, positive vibe for the culture with DJ Chin. Sometimes we go through some rough patches in life, but when you look back at it, you don't know how you survived it. Like if you were to go back 5 years ago and you could remember a tough time that you were going through, like, man, how am I going to get through this? But here you are 5-10 years later and you've gotten through it. You've overcome, you've succeeded those goals. So I just want to make sure you guys are being grateful for those small struggles that we have to overcome and break through, and giving yourself a pat on the back for not being where you were 5-10 years ago and just evolving as a person.
Yes, celebrating every win. I completely agree.
Exactly. So that's my positive vibe for the culture. Pretty much giving yourself, some gratitude.
And love.
With that being said, we're 11 days away from graduation.
DT's counting down. DT is counting down.
11 days.
DT's counting down. We might have to do a special edition of the show on graduation.
I know, right? A graduation edition.
Oh man, Cousin Jimmy. Oh God.
We're proud of you, TT.
We might be getting lit on TT. You might get Cousin Jimmy on lit out there. I'll tell you right now, we'll be celebrating like, oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry, DJ Chinny. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're definitely going to be celebrating you, TT. But I want to thank you, Kenya, for joining us today's Shift the Culture show. Looking forward to having you on future shows. It was great topics today. Thank you all for joining, and we'll speak again soon.
Yes, thank you all. Have a good night.
Good